Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another Kamihime Project video. Sorry this took me a while because there's a few things that actually happen on my end IRL, so that kind of helped me up from quite a few things actually. I've barely done too much accessory quests, unfortunately, and I did miss practically all of the previous event. Speaking of which, I did find out that we had another event that started already immediately after, and it still took me a while to even get into that, which is why this video is kind of late. There's also quite a few things they gave us as well, so there's that too. But anyways, I'm going to go over this. First and foremost, this New Year's event is a raid event, and not only that, you are not going to be able to get any of this stuff again, I believe. I'm not fully sure on that just yet, because it seems like anything holiday based, they don't repeat it ever, even if maybe through Epic Quest, I'm not sure, but if that was the case, they would have repeated the Advent for Jack Frost at one point, and they haven't. So again, I'm not fully sure, but this one says a Phantom Beast called Kim or something like that. I don't know the full name. I'm going to go over details on her, but it's better to show some of that stuff in game as well, because I'll be doing that. There's also a SR Kamihime you can get, since this is a raid event. It's going to be Water Romuel. And if she's anything like her other two copies, she's actually quite a decent buffer. The Wind one was really good for burst gauge buffing, and the normal one was good for like attack and defense. Attack buffing, and then also some raw burst gauge. So I'm kind of curious on what they did with her water one. We'll see. But given that this is a raid event, you have to get expert materials from standard, and you get Ragnarok materials from expert. Going in the way of these weapons, I can tell you right now that the SSR weapon, the axe, isn't all that great, but there is one main reason why I'm getting it, and it is just in case I need to have an axe grid for light, because I'm very close to having enough weapons for that. So I'm going to hold on to that axe until I get something better, but as far as I can tell, I'm very close to an axe grade. I would just need the phantom weapon at this point, getting this axe. So there is that. The Adolan, I remember, is pretty good. Like I said, we'll go over the details later on. Also, if you can't deal with the enemies, you can indeed call for help. So that's the beauty of a raid event. So you'll get some backup for that. Now, this boss seems to have something about a fan mechanic on standard. My guess is that the more fans it has, the more damage it can actually do. So yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm reading it right here, and it says that each time it bursts, it deals damage and then grants a fan. The fans can make her hit multiple times, even up to 9. So the more fans she has, the more this gets. My suggestion to you is to take this boss out as soon as possible, because it is made to deal lots and lots of damage. Now, with the Adolan itself, on expert, it's going to deal quite a bit of damage, but it seems like it'll put fire damage on you, which would probably be burning. So that's probably going to be a damage over time from the raging meter. And enthusiasm, if I remember correctly, enthusiasm is it was to build up your burst gauge, but at the same time deal damage to you. So I don't know if it's still going to go through that same thing, but apparently, first action it's going to put enthusiasm on you and hit everybody. And then whenever a burst streak is activated, meaning you do 2 or more bursts, it's going to do it again. So the way that seems to be going is the fact that it's going to really speed up your bursts. So use that to your advantage. But other than that, it seems like another damage race basically. So that kind of helps out towards it. Yeah, it does say you take 800 damage a turn, but your burst gauge goes up by 15. Now, it should be, yeah, it is more on the Ragnarok version, so it'll be 1200 there, but it's still the same 15 burst gauge per turn. So honestly, given how this mechanic works, you are practically guaranteed 25 per turn, and if you keep up on that and use your burst, then you'll do it every 4 turns and it'll get put on you again. So that said, you can abuse the crap out of this to pretty much be guaranteed full burst every 4 turns, at least. Because you'll deal 10 damage and you'll get 15. I mean, you'll deal damage and get 10 burst gauge, and you'll get another 15 from the enthusiasm, which is 25 a turn, no less. So you double, so you triple, you'll get up to 45. So that's pretty good. So yeah, they'll easily suggest Shingen for this. Maybe Andromeda to counter the damage you take to get some healing, but with those two, it will happen quite a lot. I could say this, my best light team will absolutely annihilate this, because they were very fast on burst speed, and they'll just get even faster. There's quite a few teams for other elements too that are fast on burst speed. So if you can build up your burst gauges very quickly, then this will just amplify it. Even if you can't, just use it right and you'll be able to do it every 4 turns. At least. Well, no, I should say at most. Because you can definitely do it sooner than 4. But anyways, same typical raid rewards. If you want the SSR stuff, get 50 blue, 55 red. If you want all the gacha tickets, then you're going to have to get a lot more. Dragonic Eye Shards are here, Magic Jewels. You can finish off the entire event and get all the grails and whatnot. Now, going to the weapons and such, they call her Kim Kite. I don't know how to pronounce it. Now, here's what makes her very good. Her attack power is pretty decent because it's almost 2000, and her HP is very good too. She can give enthusiasm as a summon on top of that. But also, she has light attribute attack power 40% and a burst gauge increase by 20%. So what that means is your light attack will go up by 40%, and whenever you actually land a hit, it will give 12 burst gauge with her equipped. Meaning that for every 5 burst gauge you gain, you'll have an additional 1 added with it. Just starting off, it's a 10%. So it would be for every 10 you get 1. So that said, she'll make you get your burst off a lot faster. Especially when you summon her. She's definitely worth it. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for the fact that I had Hagif nearly maxed out, I would probably be using her. But if it turns out that using her can actually get me almost as much damage output and whatnot, I may try it. It's just that using Hagif in any of the Guardians will definitely lower a lot of your stuff, not just attack power. Speaking of stuff here, we have a light axe that gives a small defender and a medium exceed. So that said, and this gives enthusiasm too if you burst with it, but only to the soul. So that said, if you do need more exceed, this is your ticket to getting some, and you also get some HP with it. That itself is not that bad, but considering that we've had axes that literally did the same thing, only with large assault, I do believe. Yeah, it was a large assault and a small exceed, I believe. But given that we had those, if you have them, then don't worry about this axe. The only two times you should worry about this axe is if you either A, missed out on some of those weapons and don't have that much exceed. I can get around it with Hagif, actually. Or B, you need it for axe grid. In which case, that would be me, if I really want to try and bring out a phantom axe for that. Now, these other weapons are like a mix of so much stuff. They can help, depending on what you may or may not need. So, to pretty much go over them, there's a water arcane weapon that will give you elaborate for them. And used right, elaborate can help, but since this doesn't come with assault, it could be skipped. It's really up to you if you're really trying to get ability damage out of a water team. When it comes to the light gun, it gives assault and rush, both small. SR weapons with 2 skills are kind of rare, so this can actually help out newer players quite a bit, despite the fact that the second skill is just rush. Mainly because of the simple fact that it is still 2 effects, so usually 2 effects are better than 1. There's very rare cases where it's not. Like that light axe I talked about, there's a few cases where it's not going to be that great. Because honestly, if you can get a weapon that gives you large assault, then I would take that over this light axe. But that's just me. Now, this light sword, it's got medium defender. So if the defender from the axe isn't enough, here's more of it for you. My suggestion, depending on how strong you are, you can use the SR weapon, because newer players will definitely want that, because at the cost of 3% assault, you're getting more double attack rate, but at the same time, it's still multiple skills. The more skills you have, in general, the more skills you have, the better off you can get, but it's still dependent on what skills you really do want. For instance, getting something like Ascension won't really help a team without a healer much. But anyways, my suggestion, get the light axe if you really need the exceed, otherwise don't worry about it too much. Same thing with the arcane water weapon, get it if you really want the elaborate. The gun is worth it if you aren't too strong, because I've got a lot of strong SSR weapons that can probably do the same thing. There's the sword is if you really need the HP. Again, if you need the HP, then you're better off just getting the light axe. And if the light axe isn't enough, then here's more from the sword. But my suggestion is more get what you need. If you are going to keep any weapon for sure, maybe hold on to the SSR axe. But other than that, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now, the Adon is a definite keeper. Even on other elements, if you can do that, she's very, very helpful. So you will want to have her at least. And if, again, I've said this so many times in so many videos, if you don't intend on keeping her, she is still Adon Orb, so you're going to want to get her either way. And this event makes it farmable to actually get Adon Orbs, because you can get them from gachas. Like, this is all the stuff you can get from gachas. So that said, you want to farm it. Now, it's suggested not to worry about these event missions if you can't really do them. I wouldn't go too far out of your way to try using an elixir. But those that seriously, like, really want the raid tickets, if you really believe the extra raid tickets from these missions are that much worth it, then maybe use an elixir. I wouldn't go past 1, if that. And that's only if you can get rid of at least half their HP. But anyways, you have to clear Expert with R Kamihime and clear Ragnarok with Water Kamihime. So, that said, you're on your own for these 2 missions. My suggestion to you, if you want to be honest, if you can't clear it without an elixir, don't bother, because there's other ways to get the raid tickets. You get 300 just for doing the participation points. This is another 80 if you do both these missions, but it's not that much priority to try and get raid tickets this way. It's better off just to hop into somebody else's raid, do some damage, and then more tickets. So if you are trying to farm raid tickets, that's a better way, but if you can do these missions, more power to you. I know I can definitely do the R rarity one, but I'm not so sure about the water one because my water team is still getting built up and it's not all that great. But we'll see. Now, I'm going to go to the actual Kamihime game because there's some stuff I wanted to show there too. Because it's not just the event, there's some other stuff that really came out and I have to show it. Now, of course, there's a pickup on Dark Element because the event boss is light. This is one of the main things I had to go double check for you. And that's if it wants to load. Okay, there it goes. They said right here too. There's a special quest that goes off every single day. Hopefully you guys have done the previous days of this. The first one gave you, I think it was 20,000 gems and 40,000 in both experience and rank points. The 40,000 in rank points was the biggest thing. So you only get to do it once, but that gave you a massive, massive spike. By comparison, there's those EXP potion items that can give Kamihimes a lot of experience. The weaker one is only 30,000, and this gives more than that to the entire team you put in there. I took my leveling team and put them in that one. Now, there's also days where you can get break limit materials, you can get enhancement materials, you can get weapon skill enhancement materials. My suggestion to you is to go through these as needed, but you will get gems regardless, so 20,000 gems is still quite a bit, and if you get that every single day, then they're giving you 140,000 just for running through all 7 of these. But definitely go after break limit materials because you're going to need quite a few of these, especially later down the line when 4th tier souls come out. And second, we have more free pulls. We have more free 10 draws. So remember to do that. And then on top of that, there's login bonuses too. They gave SR tickets. They're going to give gold books. They gave Draconic Eye Shards to me today. Definitely do that. But anyways, yeah, she's one of the ones I was leveling, in fact. Anyways, this is the actual list of the stuff you can get down here in the news. And actually, some of these give more than 20,000, so there you go for that one. Unless that's a typo. The one giving 50,000 and the others giving 20,000, it seemed like it might be a typo. But you do get a lot of gems, you do get a lot of stuff. They're not really specific on what's in the break limit sets, but yeah. And yeah, there's still pretty much full gacha pullings and whatnot. They said that the daily quests have been half off and all of them are open, so take your pick on whatever you need for materials. But this also means that those who want to EXP farm can do so because Cave of Gold Ore is also open. And if I was to say anything else, this grab bag that came out a while ago definitely can be worth it. I mean, asking for $100 off of somebody is a lot for some of these, but here's what you will get from it. All of these gachas will give you a 10 draw. Period, point blank. All these gachas will give you a 10 pull. But here's what makes them all different. I'm going to go from the weakest to the greatest just to have a comparison. The weakest one, you still get 1,500 magic jewels, and that's enough for 5 free pulls. It is halfway to a 10 draw. So technically you're getting 15 pulls if you do it that way. And one of them is absolutely SR or higher. Now, this next one, it does say 10 chain, but all the 10 chains can consistently have an SR or higher. Unless it's something like, say, you do, like 10 premium tickets. Because even 10 magic jewels seems to guarantee an SR or higher. But anyways, the 5,000 star coin one is a 10 draw. You get an SSR break limit item for weapons. You get 3,000 magic jewels, which is another 10 draw. And you get a weapon, and you get a gacha ticket that is SSR guaranteed. So that means that you'll either get a Kamihime weapon or an SSR Idoan. But either one will be SSR. That is also worth it, because by comparison, 10 draws is 3,000 star coins. One star coin is worth the same as 1 magic jewel, basically. It's just that you're pretty much buying star coins only, so they act like a separate version of magic jewels, if you want to be honest. So by that comparison, you're getting like a slight discount, but still get more out of it. That's the same thing with this gacha right here, because they're pretty much giving you 15 pulls for half the price of a 10 draw. This gacha right here, you're getting 20 pulls. 21, in fact, with an SSR break limit item for 1,000 less than two draws. Now, here's where things will get pretty expensive, but the materials are practically the same between the two, so I could show either one. But the whole deal with that is that for 9,800 star coins, either one, you get a 10 draw, of course it's standard, 5 dragonic eyes, 5,000 magic jewels, which is almost another 20 draws. If you add 100 to that, that is 17 pulls. You also get an SSR break limit item of the respective thing. It will be for weapons if you get the Kamihime element gacha ticket one, and it will be for Idoans if you get that one. But that's the thing, the big bonus item is an SSR guaranteed of your choice of that element. So, say you want to go for light element, you can choose that one. Say you want to go for dark element, you can choose that one. Of your choice for the Kamihime and for the Idoan. If you ask me, despite these being quite a hefty price to pay, these are worth it. These are worth it. But this is by no means an easy feat in order to get all of them. So it's more get what you have to. Or get what you can, more or less. But my suggestion is to aim for one of these ones. The Idoan or the Kamihime one. There's a lot of cases where somebody got an Idoan that wasn't all that great, but it is one of your best chances of getting the Kaisers or the 100% Idoans. So there's that. Because it's element selected, don't expect a pull of like SSR Diablos from that ticket. Anything outside the ticket, she could probably come. And then the Kamihime thing, again, aim towards the element that you're best suited for the most, and you will get a Kamihime weapon from SSR out of that. In my case, I could use some of the light ones because there's some very powerful break limits off of them. And I don't have light Athena. She's the only light SSR I don't have. But of course, if I want to say build up my water team, I can pick that. If I want to build up my wind team, I can pick that. Power is really up to you. But like I said, this is not cheap. It is $100 just for one of the element tickets, and you got 2 of them. If you want exact prices, you might as well round up the star coins to 100 because it's going to be that close. So, I mean, round them up to like flat triple zeros. So that said, you're going to be paying about $100 here, another $100 there, so that's about 200. About another 50, so that's 250. And then this last one's going to be like 1500. So that is a lot. And that 1500 one you can do multiple times, so you could really do it for up to 6,000. That is $310 if you get it all. That's asking for quite a bit. But quite frankly, it's all dependent on what you want to do. And then there was other gachas that may still be there. I'm not sure. Nah, they're gone. Okay. This special limited quest is the main thing. That's the main thing. But anyways, I think I selected all the yeah, I did the gifts. If you're doing the pool gacha, it's this first one right here. And it's a good thing they did that too, because honestly, despite the fact that I would love how they did the rate up gachas, because I kind of got screwed out of a second Monarch armor pool, but these characters aren't too bad from what I've noticed, especially the SSR character. You get the SSR character, you have a fire healer. She's limited too. But I'm doing this on screen just to do whatever. I've even seen a friend pull 2 SR Kamihime and an SSR, so. And that SSR happens to be the one light one I don't have, go figure. But then again, you never know what might happen. In my case, I didn't really get too much off of this pool. Oh well. But it is a free pool. They've been giving us free pools for a while now, so they've been very, very generous with this New Year's stuff. So, quite frankly, that's how that is. I don't know why this is coming up as a rematch with Medusa. Probably because they didn't do any as far as I know, they didn't really do any maintenance. They went straight into this event. But only other thing I can do is just check the missions and see what's on there. Yeah, so they want water as well. So the wiki's been pretty consistent about that, so I'll actually believe what the wiki said on there. Because sometimes it was different, but maybe that's because it had some sort of like, I don't know, maybe some sort of discrepancy. Not everything goes according to DMM, because we've actually had some reprints that they never gotten. But anyways, that's all for this. More of this is going to come soon. And sorry about the delay, but like I said, I've been going through quite a few things. That's why I tried to do this video as soon as possible. There's still plenty of time to actually take care of some of the stuff in this game. But all in all, the event, it's not bad. It really isn't. Like, it's stuff outside the actual raid event that's making it a lot better. But even the raid event itself isn't too bad. It's just more dependent on what you need for the weapons. The Adon is a definite keeper. But, anyway, like I said, that's all for now, guys. More of this will come soon, and take care.